What's up, everybody on YouTube? It's your boy Dominic back at it again with another YouTube video, and today we are talking about the next two characters to come out to Marvel Rivals in Season 2. And we got a pretty big, a bunch of leakers have been going through on Twitter and dropping a bunch of stuff, and they're saying that we are not getting Blade next season, that we are actually getting Emma Frost and Ultron. And they say that Ultron might be the one that comes first because his abilities are more fleshed out. That they see a lot more stuff for Ultron, his silhouette, all that stuff. So they're thinking that it's more than likely going to be Ultron at the beginning of season 2, which, looking at his abilities, I am fucking hyped for Ultron. He sounds awesome. So let's get into it. So first things first with Ultron, we're going to get into his primary fire, and this is his left click. Incep Halo Ray, unleash a burning energy beam. So I'm thinking something like Iron Man, but on a lower scale. And I just think, it's going to do a nice amount of damage over time, and I think it's going to be very strong for what else is in Ultron's kit. So the first thing we're going to get into in Ultron's kit is his E ability. And Imperative Patch. Command a giant drone to follow an ally, constantly healing allies in its radius, with additional healing for the designated ally. So this drone is basically gonna heal. It's gonna be like Luna Snow's protection, but it's gonna be a physical thing that's gonna be following around a person that you designated to, but it's also going to heal anybody that goes around the area that the bot is in. So this is gonna be kind of strong. Like, thinking about this now, Ultron's gonna be able to put this drone on a clump of his teammates, and it's gonna heal one more than others, but it's also gonna heal the others too. And Ultron's just going to be able to move around and fight during this time, which is a little nuts. Like, I'm starting to think like Adam Warlock's like damage with like Loki, sorry, not Loki, but I'm just thinking of all the possibilities here because this sounds very strong and it just keeps getting even crazier. So let's go to the next ability. We're going to go to the right click, Imperative Firewall. Summon drones to grant bonus health to allies within range centered on himself and the ally marked with Imperative Patch. So the person marked with Imperative Patch is going to get bonus health from this ability, and Ultron's also going to be able to heal from this. So this is going to be the ability that actually heals Ultron. I don't think he's going to heal over time. I think that this is going to be the only way that Ultron will be able to heal himself, just like other healers like Cloak and Dagger, how Cloak has to throw the orb down to be able to heal herself. This is Ultron's heal. And it's also going to heal the person with Imperative Patch, and it says it will heal others too. So this is going to be Ultron's sounding pretty strong so far because all these heals sound crazy, and it sounds like he's going to be able to do a lot. It's going to be like having an extra teammate on the board. I feel like the bot is going to be there healing people, and Ultron's just going to be flying around murdering people. I feel like this is like a DPS slash healer in such a good way that we haven't seen anything like this yet. So next we're gonna do is dynamic flight. Fly quickly in the direction of movement and then enter a free flight mode. So I don't think this is gonna be like Iron Man's. Well, actually, I think it's gonna be like a combo of Iron Man and Human Torches. So when you see Human Torch, he uses like that dash ability to be able to move faster. I think at the beginning of this, fly quickly in the direction of movement. I think you're gonna move like kind of like Human Torch, just a little bit of boost of speed. And then when you go into the free flight mode, you're gonna be able to fly just like Iron Man. So I think this character is gonna have a lot of mobility. He's gonna be I think he's gonna be pretty strong. A beam. Anytime I think of beam weapons, I think of Symmetra. I think of Moira. I think of Scarlet Witch. It's so crazy. Like, most of the time when I think of beam characters, they are very strong. So I think that this character is going to be able to put some damage out there. And being able to move like this with dynamic flight just gives him more like mobility to be able to do whatever he wants on the map. You're really going to have to focus him. Namor is going to be a top pick against this guy, I think. So let's go to the next ability. We have his passive. Oh, it's not on screen for you guys. Well, I'll just read it out. Uh, algorithm correction. Hold space to fall slowly. So I think that the dynamic flight will run out eventually, and you will, maybe it'll run out. If not, it's just like Magneto's and like Namor's. You just slowly fall, which is not bad. I think it's pretty cool. Maybe the dynamic flight will run out and you won't be able to sit in the air for as long or something like that. Maybe he can't constantly sit in the air, which I think would be nice. But looking at his silhouettes, it looks like he's kind of floating most of the time. So we'll see. We're gonna go to his ultimate. Finally, we're gonna go to his ultimate. Rage of Ultron. Summon Ultron drones to fire Incep Halo raise damaging enemies or healing allies. So I think what this is gonna be is he's gonna summon a bunch of drones around him. There's gonna probably be like 3, 4 drones around him, and it's gonna be like a giant beam that he shoots in one direction. And I think it's gonna be a set direction. You're not gonna be able to move it around. So it's gonna be like one giant direction. I'm thinking of a character in Valorant. I can't remember his name right now, but I just keep thinking of a character in Valorant where he shoots through walls and shit with his bow, and it's like a giant beam that goes through the map. That's what I think about this Ultron beam. I don't think it's gonna go through walls and shit, but I do think it's gonna be a huge beam that's gonna do a lot of damage and a lot of heals. So as this is hitting people, I think your team is gonna be able to push up and do a lot of damage. I think this character is gonna be very strong, not just healing wise, but damage wise. I do feel like this is like how Mr. Fantastic is a DPS slash tank. I feel like Ultron is a healer slash DPS, and he is going to be lethal. I am so excited for this character, and supposedly we are getting him next season. We don't know if it's going to be him first or Emma Frost, but I'm hoping it's Ultron. I don't heal much, but I swear to fucking God, this character drops, I'm healing. So for Emma Frost, we don't know a lot about her abilities. We do have the names for all of her abilities, and we do know that she transforms from her diamond form into a regular physical form where she's able to use psychic abilities. So I think that there's gonna be kind of like this is gonna be like a DPS tank. Maybe I don't know. It's gonna be a little bit of mix of DPS and tank. I feel like so. Let's get into it. So the first thing we know is Psychic Blast. I don't know what this is. I assume this is something like how Invisible Woman does like a little bit of a knockback. I think this is going to be like something where Emma Frost puts her hands on her head and pushes people away from her, most likely, which is, that sounds pretty cool. And I think that could be fun. And Psychic Ray, I mean, I don't really know what this. I feel like this is going to be more like her left click ability, where it's going to be her auto, where she just, puts one hand on her like temple, and then she puts her other hand out, and she's just constantly like shooting psychic rays at you. I don't think it's going to be anything too crazy. And then Psychic Ray 2. This might be an alternate fire for her primary, so her right click will probably just be like a different fire of Psychic Ray. Maybe this will be like a shotgun or something like that, or like a longer range psychic ability. And then Psychic Barrier. So what I think this is gonna do is just put a bubble around herself. So it's kind of lazy. I feel like I don't think it's gonna be an actual bubble. Maybe it's kind of like just like a shield in front of her. More than likely a shield. A bubble sounds crazy. It just Magneto vibes. But Psychic Barrier, I do think is just going to be somewhat of a shield. It could even just be regular shields that she puts on herself that you can't see, but they're on her health bar, which would be cool with me. Like armor, I'd be fine with that too. Just don't make it look like Magneto's at all, please. Diamond form. So this is going to be where she's able to go into her other form, and she'll probably be able to take a lot more damage. She's probably going to go up probably 250 to 300 health from what she normally sits at. I assume she'll sit at like, when she's in her regular form, she'll sit at like 350 to 400 health. And then when she goes into diamond form, it'll bump her up to like 700 to 650, somewhere around that. And then Diamond Shock. So I don't know what that could be. I think it's probably going to be some type of stun, a stun to be able to stop people, some type of CC where you won't be able to move or do something. She hits you and you're kind of just frozen for a second there. Diamond kick. Well, that's kind of self-explanatory where she's going to be able to do a good like kick on you, maybe knock back or something with the kick, but it's just going to be a just a diamond kick where she's going to be in her diamond form and she's going to kick the fuck out of you. And then diamond back slam. Now this sounds like an ability where she's going to fucking grab you, bro, and fucking toss you, bro. Toss your fucking salad. No, but it really does sound like she's gonna be able to do something crazy here, and it sounds pretty nuts. So these next two abilities, I feel like are her alts. I don't know. Maybe Diamond Backslam could be her alt when she's in Diamond form. Maybe there's two different alts for when she's in whatever form she's in, which would be really cool. But we never know. Diamond Backslam could be like something where she does a fucking fat amount of damage on someone where she just knocks them the fuck out. And then this next one's called Soul Control. So I think Soul Control could be like an alt when she's in her normal form to where she can basically like stun everybody in the area, but I don't think it'll be a stun. I think maybe she'll be able to like maybe like everybody's buttons would be like backwards, like where if you try moving forward, you go backwards or something like that. But there's also mind control here, so I don't know how these two correlate. I don't know what's the difference really here. Like it just sounds like they're just slightly just changing two abilities. I don't know. It just sounds crazy. So I don't know how these two are gonna go. Mind connection, I could see this being like a buff that she gives to her teammates. Any one of her teammates that are around her, like she gives them mind connection, and what it basically does is you're able to get some type of damage boost or maybe even shields. Where like if she sets it onto a certain person, they're able to get shields or armor over time. And then piercing spikes. So I actually think I said that Diamond Backslam could be her all. For when she's in Diamond form, but I think piercing spikes might actually be that instead. Maybe like some kind of crazy spikes on her, or like when she's in Diamond form where it does crazy damage. I don't know. We don't really know a lot from what we're looking at here. I do think that Ultron will more than likely be the next hero to come out over Emma Frost. Just looking at what they showed us for Ultron, we have like a bunch of abilities for him and everything, silhouettes, all that. So I don't know. We'll see. But apparently that these are the next two characters that we're getting. Everybody's saying that it's gonna be Ultron and Emma Frost, and I'm all for it. Blade sounds cool too, but I could see them pushing Blade until Halloween time, which I wouldn't have a problem with either. But yeah, that's Emma Frost's kit. I hope you guys all enjoyed the YouTube video. Let me know who you guys are more excited for, Ultron or Emma Frost. Or let me know if you guys are mad about Blade not coming out. I think that Blade's going to come around more around October, more for like a Halloween theme type season. I think that Blade would be a perfect addition for that. And I was wondering why they were doing vampires and stuff like this now. But thinking about it, they're probably going to go even harder when it comes to October because I feel like a lot of games do cosmetics really well for Halloween, and I think Marvel can go crazy with some Halloween cosmetics, and I'd be so hyped for it. But let me know in the comments who you guys are more excited for. If you feel Blade was robbed, put it in the comments. Let's hear it. I want to see it. I'll be sure to get back to you guys, and I appreciate you guys all checking out the YouTube video. We just hit 21K on YouTube, and I'm so happy, and I appreciate everybody who's popped into the channel, like some of my shorts, some of my videos. It is amazing, and I thank you all so much. And if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel if you guys like this video because it would mean a lot to me and it goes a long way. But everyone have a great day. Peace out for now.